All right, guys. So I'm doing another financial uh, lesson today, and today's lesson is going to be about retirement. Right. So hopefully you've collected enough money set aside to live more than comfortably for the rest of your life. And you really need to think about, how much money do you actually need? You need to think about all your expenses, your food, your gas, your insurance, uh, your mortgage, your rent. Hopefully, you already have a house paid for by this point, but you know, uh, cars, everything, you name it. You have to tally all that stuff up, and then travel, entertainment, clothing, everything. You got to tally all that stuff up. But then give yourself a little bit of a cushion, so maybe 20% more than what you think it is, because shit always happens. You think you got enough money, you think you calculated it, you didn't calculate for that big medical expense or some family emergency or something. You never know. So, and then however many years you expect to live after that, maybe you've got another 20, 30, 40 years left to live. And hopefully you can retire sooner than later. Try to retire like when you're 40, like this guy, instead of when you're 65, 70, like a lot of people. um, and then tally up how much it's going to cost a year with the cost of inflation for each year after that, and that's how much money you're going to need you know, for retirement. But basically retire as soon as possible. That way you can enjoy your time, because life's short, right? So you don't want to spend your whole life working hard, grind, and all that stuff. You want to spend time with your family and taking vacations and doing the things that you want to do, not the things you have to do, right? So, um, so a couple of the things that you can invest in is a Roth IRA. A Roth IRA, or an individual retirement account, is a retirement account that allows you to contribute after tax dollars. So you've already paid your taxes on it, right? Your income tax. To grow tax free and withdraw them tax free. So it sounds good. A lot of times people think like, oh, you put your tax in there and then you don't get taxed on it later. You don't have any capital gains tax. Yes, that is good, but there's a penalty. You can't draw it out until you're 59 and a half, except for there's a 10% penalty. And I like liquid assets. So to me, I don't really like so much of the retirement stuff. I'd rather just have my own, tax-free ETF or something like that. But this is one route some people like to go. It's not my favorite. You can contribute to a Roth IRA every year. You can't deduct contribution. You can't deduct contributions to a Roth IRA, but you can make contributions after age 70 and a half. So just keep that in mind. And the contribution amounts change each year. Let's see, what's the contribution amount? So it was 6,000, now it's 6,000, now it's 7,000 a year. And if you're a married couple with a joint IRA, it's 14,000, so it's double. But withdrawals, like I was saying, you generally make tax and tax-free withdrawals after age 59 and a half, and once the account has been open for 5 years, right? So you have to have it for at least 5 years and 59 and a half years old. I don't like Roth IRAs. They're not liquid without penalties. I don't like it. Start your own tax-free ETF, and I'll get into that briefly. You can leave amounts in your Roth IRA as long as you live, and the account must be designated as a Roth IRA when it's set up initially, right? There's also a IRA and a Roth IRA. The IRA is, not the tax exempt one, but Roth IRA is kind of traditional route everyone goes. There's also a 529C. That's a college saving plan. Is a state-sponsored investment plan that enables you to save money for a beneficiary and pay for education expenses. You can withdraw funds tax-free to cover nearly any type of college expense. So whether it's books, tuition, housing, dorms, food, all the costs, transportation, whatever it is to, actually go to school. Again, I don't like this one because it has to be designated for college. And if you use it for anything else, 10% penalty. So just remember that. Why not make you a tax exempt ETF? Anyways, speaking of, so tax-free ETF is just basically, I'll go into it a lot more in detail because I like that one so much. I do it myself all the time. It's basically just that you've already paid your income tax and you're putting it in, an ETF, which is an electronic trade fund. There's all different kinds. There's some that are based on different indexes, whether it's Dow, S&P, NASDAQ, Russell 2000, whatever, or maybe a certain sector or industry or, whatever. Aggressive growth, passive income, there's all different kinds of ones, but I'll go into much more detail about that one. But basically, just think of it as a mutual fund or a Roth IRA is where they take all your money and someone else invests it for you in a group of companies. Whereas a tax-free ETF, you can go and they take a commission, like usually about 5% commission. Whereas a tax-free ETF, they usually charge like maybe $7 per trade or something like that. It's very little. Why would you pay 5% when you can pay $7? And it's much more liquid. I don't know. But also another thing you need to think about when you're retiring is estate planning. An estate plan can include any combination of a will, power of attorney, special deeds for real estate, a set of documents called advance directives, and other estate planning forms. You should make one as soon as you are 18, update them annually, or whenever someone gets married, divorced, someone is born in the family, dies, or any other major event. So, you always got to be keeping it up to date because, you may have someone in a will that's supposed to get X amount of whatever, and then they pass, and now what do you do with that money? Well, you got to, update your will. So the estate plan, and the estate plan is just part of your will, but it also designates a lot more. It says like, okay, these are all my assets and they're in this, document, and all these, things are owned by the estate, by this document. It's really good because it does away with the whole death tax or inheritance tax, whatever you want to call it. So it's true generational wealth building. Why would you when you pass away, if you have house and money and stocks and whatever, pass that on to your kids, but then they got to pay all this money just to get it when you could leave it in the estate, and the estate holds all that stuff. So really the beneficiaries, they get the benefit of it, but they don't actually own it. So therefore they don't have to pay the taxes just to transfer it over to them. It will always, always, always stay in the estate of Ryan Nichols, right? But anyways, so, and here's just a couple tips I wanted to go over with, since we've already talked about salary and taxes and investments and starting a business and now retirement and stuff like that. I should make a separate video about this, but I just wanted to hit on this real quick, is, just some overall advice on everything that we've talked about is don't just take anyone's word as advice. Start with the best in history, then the best that are alive now, then maybe the best in your area, then make a plan that suits you best. So, whether it's business or stocks or, retirement or whatever, and not even just financially, if it's about health and exercise or diet or anything, why would you not want to learn from the absolute best? For example, stocks. Warren Buffett is the best in history in stocks. Why would you listen to a bum on the street? You wouldn't, so you want to listen to them and hear what they have to say and their advice, and, take what they, are saying and, run with that. It's like lifting weights. Are you going to take a homeless person's advice or some fat kid that's sitting around eating Cheetos, drinking Mountain Dew, and never exercising on how to get in shape? Or are you going to listen to Arnold Schwarzenegger? You going to take advice on basketball from Michael Jordan, or are you going to take it from some, seventh grader that says he can ball out of control? Learn from the best that have ever done it. And then, a lot of times those people might be gone and passed away. Well, then go try to find a mentor, maybe someone who's alive now, maybe someone who's in your area, something like that. So that's all I'm saying is don't just take anyone's advice. Actually, learn from the best. Have the best mentors. Have the gurus be your mentors. Some advice of who to learn from for investments is Warren Buffett, the best, right? Ray Dalio, another great one. Peter Lynch, Benjamin Graham. I mean, there's so many other guys out there. Some of the best business people learn from. They all have books. There's tons of videos out there about them. You just gotta, buy their books on Amazon, Google them, whatever it is. So, but some of the best businessmen out there: Andrew Carnegie, Henry Ford, Steve Jobs, Walt Disney, John Rockefeller, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Larry Page, Thomas Edison. I mean, the list can just go on and on and on and on and on. And think of who's the best businessman ever. Who's the best businessman in the industry that you want to work in, or in your area, and just kind of grow, consume as much knowledge as you can. It's like lifting weights, right? Just lift more and more weights till you become the strongest man in the world. I'll read more and more books, watch more videos, have more mentors, have more study groups, everything. Consume, just overwhelm yourself with as much knowledge as you possibly can. That's how you get better. But anyways, there's going to be some videos that I want to show you and we'll watch later on that are really, really good. But just some videos to watch. Any of the History Channel's That Built America series, Cars That Built America, Businessmen That Built America, Politicians That Built America. There's a lot of really good series. It's the That Built America. So it's History Channel's That Built America. Some are just for fun that are good ones to watch. Wall Street, oh my God, what a great movie. Office Space, that was just funny. Aaron Brockovich, The Founder, Baby Boom, The Pursuit of Happiness, Moneyball. There's a million. Google them. If you're looking for sports movies to get you motivated and learn from the best, Google movies about Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird.
Last Dance was good.
Yeah, Last Dance. Oh God, there's a bazillion.
I don't even like sports.
Yeah, there's a bazillion of them out there. But anyways, guys, so I just wanted to, go over that real briefly, real quick. So, guys, subscribe, share, comment, like. See ya.